to alternate sides when you're doing the lunge. So you get to challenge one hip at a time. Again, you're trying to start that hinging position, keeping your hamstrings really long, abs are super tight. The whole time, you're looking back behind you. Warm-up this week is going to combine some mobility for the muscles of your hips, so allowing your hips to move really well, with some thoracic mobility as we just did in the first warm-up exercise. So taking it a little further, I want you to step into a place where you have a lot of room to move, wide stance, and you're going to bend your knees and push your butt back. The goal is to keep a flat back throughout this position, and then you're going to rotate alternating between each side with the goal of keeping your legs unlocked, knees unlocked, so a nice wide athletic stance, and thinking about that rotation as if you were like a rotisserie chicken on a spit. And you're going to do 10 to each direction. We've been working on squats, and now is the time to add a little bit more resistance, make it a little bit more challenging. Your tempo remains the same, so you're going to take 5 seconds to lower down into your squat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to hold the base of the squat for 5 additional seconds. You have a nice, fast, dynamic stand up from the base of that squat before you drop back down again. We have 10 reps. Now I want to encourage you to be creative with things that you can find around your house. It doesn't have to be a dumbbell, it doesn't have to be a kettlebell. If you have those things, awesome. Make sure that it's a load that you can still maintain good form with. But you can also take, as I've done here, a gym bag and fill it with some heavy things like shoes or books, bag of rice, bag of flour, things that will make it feel a little bit more challenging so that you can get your body really nice and strong. We're going to repeat it 10 times. This week's dynamic addition to your strength work for the lower body strength work is going to be a deficit drop into a squat jump with a tuck. So we're taking last week's squat jump, we're adding a tucked position, and then again on the landing, you're going to land as carefully and controlled as you possibly can. Thinking about trying to land on eggshells without breaking them. So the strength component of today's workout is going to be a plank position, a lot of core strength, along with random heavy object drags. Now, if you're doing this on the floor at home, pick something that has a soft bottom or soft base to it so that you're not gonna scratch the floor. I've picked a duffel bag that I've filled with some heavy items so that I'm getting the muscles all the way down here, which affect my ability to throw, to hit, and also keep my shoulders healthy for a long period of time. As the dynamic component to this week's workout, we're going to be working on building some explosive strength in the shoulders and the core. I'm going to have you lay flat on your back. We're going to take your heavy object, and you want to make sure that this is, again, something really safe, that is not going to scratch the floor and also not injure you if you happen to misgrip this object. So don't throw a dumbbell around, obviously. A medicine ball is great. I don't have one with me here, so I'm going to use, again, my gym bag packed with some heavy-ish items in order to create this explosive and dynamic movement for this week's workout. Repeat it 20 times. All right, we're getting ready to cool down and start our active stretch. Again, just like every week, I want you to make sure that you're not going back to a seated position for an extended period of time after today's workout. Stay up, stay moving around, make sure to take a break. But first we're starting with our inner thigh and hamstring stretch. This is really important as a dynamic athlete to make sure that you avoid injury in the most common areas. I want you to come down to hands and knees. Extend one leg. And then drop down to your forearms. Make sure to repeat it on both sides. Next, we're moving into a quadricep and hip flexor stretch, opening up the front of the hips. We're going to combine that with a lat, oblique, and tricep stretch. You're going to kneel against the wall, bringing your right shin against the wall itself, toes pointed, and coming to your hands and knees with your hands under your chest. Hold this stretch for 30 seconds. And then lift up, extend the right arm up over your head, use your left arm to pull that right arm through. Massive stretch all the way down the right side of the body. Hold the stretch with the arm extended overhead for an additional 30 seconds. So 1 minute each side total. So last but not least, I'm gonna have you stand in the middle of the doorway at home. Put your hands on the frame of the door. You're gonna keep your elbows pointed down toward the floor, and then you're gonna lean forward for a big chest stretch. Hold this one for a minute, but if you want to hold it longer because it feels good, you can. Keep your abs really tight. And you shouldn't feel this at all in your lower back. You might feel a squeeze in between your shoulder blades, that's good.